All right, so today we have slope from a table. All right, the table formula for slope is delta y over delta x. So it's like a triangle, and this is like, this side's a little bit thicker. So delta y divided by delta x. So this little triangle symbol is called delta. All right, and delta, this means the change. So the change of the y and the change of the x. That's what that little delta, that little triangle symbol thing is. Okay. So let's get straight into it. Let's do some examples. All right. So we're gonna get a table. Let's say we have x, y like this. Well, that's something simple. 0, 1, 2. And over here we're gonna have 4, 6, 8. So this is our table. So the way we want to find this is we want to go ahead and see how these are changing. So if I go from 4 to 6, there's a +2 change. From 6 to 8, there's a +2 change. So my delta y is going to be +2 because it's adding. And over here on the x side, I notice that it's changing by 1. There's a +1 pattern. So my delta x is going to be 1. And if I type this in the calculator, what is 2 divided by 1? That's going to be 2. But we do like to keep them in fraction form. The whole number is correct. Your answer is +2. But just to let you know, we like to keep it in fractions for other reasons. Okay? So let's do something more difficult. And sometimes the patterns are more difficult. All right. So basically, all we're doing is trying to find the pattern. All right. Let's say we got something like, I don't know, 18, 24, 30, -8, -10, -12. All right, so this is one of the harder ones, the patterns, because how is something going from -8 to -8 to -10? Yeah. Now, people would say, well, it's increasing because it's getting bigger, but these are negatives. Be very careful with the negatives. What's really happening is a -2. So there's a way we can actually kind of figure that out mathematically. All right, -10 minus -8. If you put this one minus this one, that's how you're gonna get -2. What is -12 minus -10? It's gonna be -2. So my delta y, the change in the y, is going to be -2. Now over here on this side, 18 to 24, 24 to 30, that is increasing, is going up by 6. And everything's going to be plus or minus. Okay, all of this stuff is just plus or minus. So I'm going to have delta x, the change in the x is +6. Now, if I put this in the calculator, you want to reduce it. So I'm going to put -2 divided by 6. Remember, we want everything in fraction form, so push math, enter, enter. And we have -1/3. It's in fraction form, we like that, so that's my answer. Okay. Now, for the calculator though, if we want to do the calculator instead of trying to find the pattern, the calculator array is what we call STAT. S-T-A-T. All right. So STAT, there is a button right here. It says STAT. That's what we're going to use. Okay. So I'm going to put the instructions here. All right. So step 1 is STAT. Then step 2 all right, you want to go ahead and select the edit. All right, so you're going to push the number 1. All right, we're going to edit. All right, so I'm going to push the stat button, and it says edit, so that's the number 1. So just push number 1. All right, now we're going to enter our data into L1, L2. Okay. So right here, the next step is going to be enter data into L1. So this is the X side, and L2, this is the Y side. Okay. So let's go ahead, let's use this one right here. So I have 18, 24, and 30. So I'm going to put 18, enter, 24, enter, 30, enter. I'm going to move right here. L2 is going to be this side. So I have -8, enter, -10, enter, and -12. All right. So I entered my data. Now I'm going to go back to stat and then go to where it says calculate. All right. So after this, you go back to stat, push the stat button, and then you're going to go to the right where it says calc. All right. So right here, you push stat, go to the right side where it says calculate. All right. And then we're going to go ahead and do number 4. Push enter. All right, so let's go into that. So we push number 4. That says linear regression. Okay. And then right here, you're going to go ahead and push enter till you get to calculate. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So enter is 5 times. Okay. Now I know it seems like a lot of steps, but after about like 3, 4 tries, people start to kind of get it a little bit. All right. So right here, we have the decimal again, -1/3. So right here it says y equals ax plus b. The a is this -0.03, and the b, I don't like how it puts a plus here, guys, because if it's a negative, we're gonna put a minus. So my answer for this function, and it gives you the whole, it gives you more information. It doesn't just give you the slope, but the slope is the a part. So I'm gonna put y equals, and if I want to figure out what this is, guys, as a fraction, here, watch. Go ahead and put quit. It says quit right here, second, quit. Now, if I put -0.3 and I go to math, enter, enter, that's wrong. Math, enter, enter, that's not right. All right. Before, it was -1/3. You have to fill up all of the 3's. So watch this. You have to put -0. And then fill up the whole line. All right. You need at least to have 12 repeats. The calculator doesn't know it's repeating. So I just like to fill it all, the line up, and then push math, enter, enter, math, enter, enter. So that's the real fraction. So be careful, guys. There's a difference between putting 1/3 and repeating. So it's -1/3 x, and then -2 because that b part was -2. Let me go back. Enter 5 times. All right. So don't put a plus all the time. If this is a negative, we're going to put -2. So you actually get the whole thing. But all we really want is the a part. All right. All right. So I know it seems like a lot, but let's just do like some more examples, right, for some of these patterns. Let's do another one right here on the side. Let's do x, y. All right. Let's say we have like -4, 0, 4, and then over here let's have 12, 18, and 24. So we're gonna do these steps right here. We're gonna push the stat, stat, edit, so number 1. Now here, it's actually best if we reset the whole calculator every time, right? You might want to reset the calculator, second plus 712, stat, enter, and let's go ahead. The x's, -4, enter, 0, enter, 4, enter. And the y's, 12, 18, and 24, 12, enter, 18, enter, 24, enter. All right, so I have my data. So I already pushed stat, I push 1, edit, enter data. Next, I go to stat, and then go to the side where it says calculate. So stat, go to the side, it says calculate. Go to number 4, and enter 5 times. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So my slope is actually 1.5. All right, let's write this down. So y equals, it's better just to write down the whole stuff, guys, because it will ask you about the b later. So 1.5x, and this is a positive 18, so put plus 18. But remember, we want this to be a fraction. Now this one doesn't repeat, so we don't have to put a bunch of 5s, guys. This is just 1.5. So go to quit, second, quit, 1.5, math, enter, enter. So this is actually 3 divided by 2, okay? So it actually looks like y equals 3 divided by 2x plus 18, and my slope is 3 divided by 2. That's the slope, okay? So just go to Schoology. All right, you can use the pattern method if you want to use the pattern method, because right here, this is going to be plus, it looks like it's increasing by 6. Over here on this side, this is going plus 4. All right, my delta y, remember the formula is 6 divided by 4. Let me put that in the calculator. What is 6 divided by 4? Look at that, it's 1.5, math, enter, enter, 3 over 2. So, correct, check. So you can use whichever way you want. If you want to use the pattern, if it's an easy pattern, go ahead. If it's not, use stat.